wonderful friends, Magus with you back in the library. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. Today we're going to be talking about practical magic. Not the wonderful book that we've covered before, but actual practical magic. As you know, this Wednesday coming up, we're going to show you practical magic in action. Why would we do that? Because you've heard the stories, but if you don't see it with your own eyes, it's hard to have real faith that you can build off of a foundation that is sturdy, more than just word of mouth. You saw it with your eyes. My friends, that gives you something to build on. And so I wanted to show you this. So Hannah, I got to cover this so you don't see all of it because it'll give away the surprise. But let me see if that does it. Oh, okay. Magic Wednesday. So me and Sohana picked a day that we would reveal the magic. And I can see it happening behind the scenes. It's going to happen. Magic works with faith, belief, not doubting, not fearing, not worrying. And I can see it coming together. And so you're going to remember, you saw that Wednesday when we're going to reveal. You'll see how it comes together. You'll see magic is real. And I think that's what the world needs right now, because do you have a longing inside of you that you can't quite name it, but you feel like you're reaching, you're grasping, and you know you don't need more knowledge. You don't need to read more books. You don't need to sit under more gurus. You need to activate what you already know. You need to not be getting something outside of you. It's just activating what's inside of you. But how do you do that? Right? That's where the rub is. And you know what? It makes me think of, well, let me ask this first. Magic is named after the Magi, right? Who did the Magi worship? The greatest magician ever, Jesus. We're not Christians here, but we sure love us some Jesus. Jesus said something so profound. A lot of things, obviously, but something that will work with practical magic. He said, "He who has, more will be given to him. He who has not, even what he has, shall be taken from him." Let me tell you how I interpret that with magic. For instance, you try to perform magic and it fails. That little spark of hope you had has just been taken from you, or you may never try it again. Now even the doubt is even deeper than it was before. You see how it's a slippery slope. You need those little wins to gain more faith, more trust. Then what you have, more is given to you. It's momentum up or down. And so it's very important that as you start out, you follow the manual. As a matter of fact, shall we go through Asha 4? It's the manual for Magi Magic. Because one of my concerns is you're going to see some kick-ass magic on Wednesday. I promise you. Where it still blows my mind. I've shared the stories with you guys of crazy things I've seen. For you new people, one of my friends one time was walking to work, and a carload of men pulled up and tried to abduct her. They said, "Grab her." And she called out on the name of the Lord. I was many miles away. Spirit spoke to me and told me to pray for this woman. I prayed for her. Later that day when I saw her, I said, "What happened at this time?" Because I looked at the clock that Spirit had me pray for you. Tears in her eyes told me how she was walking to work. Carload of men pulled up, jumped out, said, "Grab her." She called out on the name of the Lord, and she said they froze like statues. She ran off. She looked back. Statues. Magic. My friends, do you see the difference from having magic in your life and not having magic in your life. Can you see why you'd always have that longing, wanting something better, wanting something right? No woman should be walking to work, get thrown in a car, gang raped, and killed. My friends, but it happens to many because they don't have magic. And my friends, I try never to, don't say that, Magus, that's not true. I don't want to be, how do I put this? Oh, guys, I wish there was more words in our English language because I do teach pride comes before the magic, right? You see in the Christian teachings, they say pride comes before a fall. I have not found that to be true. I have found pride comes before the magic happens. When I get so fed up and I get something rises up in me and I say, motherfucker, I'm the Magus. That's when things start to shift. It's a will. It's a, this is mine and I'm going to take it. My friends, there's so much to learn with this. There's no way I can share everything over 54 years of existence on the earth. And since I was a child, I've been dabbling with magic. I can remember in 3rd grade writing out my first spell. My friends, I couldn't wait. Me and my friend, when we got home from school, we worked it out. He said he felt it working. I myself didn't. He freaked out and ran out, which disturbed the whole thing. But my friends, this is years of trial and error. I made so many mistakes. Those of you that have been on the channel, this channel has been here. I have older channels, but this one's been here for like 9 years. I've screwed up, guys. I've made big boo-boos. But I keep going. And we keep doing a lot of good. So pride. That's not the main energy we work on. But there's something to it. It's not so much a sinful pride, but it's I know I'm better than this situation I'm in. I know what I am, what I'm capable of. I can't quite explain it. Maybe you're at the point where you can't exactly point to something that shows it, but it's some kind of knowing in you. My friends, that's part of it. Matter of fact, with this miracle you're going to see on Wednesday, a small portion of it was someone in the comments told me they didn't believe I was even a Magus. And if they happen to come across this video on Wednesday, I'm going to be saying something along the lines of, yeah, I'm a wizard, bitch. And it feels good. I'm not going to lie. But that's not the reason we do it. It's a very small, but I have an intellect. I know, right? I am in a form, in a body. I am who I am. And there's a little bit of, I am a wizard, bitch. That's a part of me, right? The main part of me, though, is Asha actualized. The perfect creator's perfect idea, heaven on earth. No more suffering. No more sickness and disease. No more hate and war. No more Jehovah's and Allahs and Shiva the destroyers. No more Bibles and Qurans where they call the word of God that's just disgusting with hate and fear and war and killing men, women, and children, stoning your children when they're disrespectful. Go in, kill the whole village, keep little women sex slaves. It disgusts me. And that they write God's name, like signing it like on a work of art. God's name disgusts me, my friends. And so my main reason for magic is instinctively, I want to live good. I want to be happy. I want to be protected. I want to be provided for. I don't want to see my loved ones not happy. And that was Zarathustra. We've been going through Zarathustra's writings, the Gathas. Every one is, I want my friends and family happy. I want my friends and family happy. Every 17 chapters that are left of his writings, I want my loved ones happy. Don't want them to suffer. Don't want them to sacrifice. I want Asha. I want good. I want the only thing that could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind is something inside me knows it's mine to be had, and I fucking want it. Zarathustra wouldn't talk like that. Sohana doesn't talk like that. Magus fucking talks like that. Because when you order a fucking dragon, you get a fucking dragon that comes to this earth, doesn't come to beg, play games, but to take over and bring Asha. Welcome to the dragon, my wonderful friends. Magic is powerful. Magic don't play around. My friends, grab your book, Asha. Go to Asha 4. And my young magi, don't judge your Magus. I believe you will do even better than I do. But understand what I stepped into when I incarnated in this earth. I stepped into a world where they say God, the highest principle of good, gets angry, jealous, hate war, kill men, women, children. They call me the devil all the time in the comments. Because I say God is just good, unmixed, undefiled, undiluted. He's not love and hate, peace and war, just good. So I had to come in what I am. I am a warrior. I am a fighter. I am a fire-breathing dragon. And I don't back down. I don't try to impress someone. Magus, you can't say fuck. I fucking can, and I fucking do. I can take the first letters, F-U-C-K, for unlawful carnal knowledge, that they say is like the worst sin. Taking the letters, F-U-C-K, for unlawful carnal knowledge. That's sin. That's horrible. You're a bad person. They call you a devil, but you can go in and kill men, women, and children. You can stone your own children for being disrespectful. Jephthah, the mighty man of valor in the Bible, sacrificed his own daughter to Jehovah because he is victorious in battle and brought back all the riches. That is disgusting. That is sin. I'm trying to show people what the fuck is up. My friends, and someone for that clicked. Yes, I know it's shocking. You hear, fuck, you can't say that, mate. There's something that doesn't seem right. For unlawful carnal knowledge are going to killing men, women, and children. Stoning your own children. Horrible stories. What's right? What's wrong? What's good? What's bad? Maybe you've been fucking lied to. Grab your book, Asha. Go to Asha 4. Create with word. This is the foundation of practical magic. Create with word. Oh, I just saw something here. Sohana wrote us a spell this morning. I think it's important to her because she wrote it out 3 times. That usually means something. But I just saw something here. Create with word. You have to become the word. And I just remember, as I'm thinking of the spell she wrote out, how she pointed that out, and I didn't catch it at first. You create with you. You have to become the word. Incarnate, just like the greatest magician ever. There's 4 powers. This has been used by the original magi that magic was named after. This has been, matter of fact, you'll find this formula in every magical practice now. Ancient and new. But it all started with the magi. Simple 4 things, if you can do them. And this is the thing. This is going to be a longer video than I thought. You guys okay? If you're still here 13 minutes into it, go to the comments and say Asha is. Please hit that like button. Help us out also. Do you want to take your time with this, or do you even care? Are you just fine where you're at? You have no longing. You don't know what I'm talking about. Or do you want Asha actualized? You got to do. My friends, do you remember, what was it about? Oh, this will actually work out perfect. About, was it a week or 2 ago? I gathered up a bunch of heavy stones, went to the top of a mountain, made a sacred circle. I did it just because I love Asha. I wanted Asha to feel like, oh my God, someone cares that much to do that for me. But do you remember me saying, if you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. I remember saying, but I felt I knew, because I have an intellect, a blessing's going to come from it. This blessing is what you're going to see on Wednesday. Didn't do it for that, but I just know it's coming. About 3 weeks to a month ago, I did a video where we write out a better world, because there's magic in spelling, but actually doing it. It's different than just knowing about it, thinking. But when you speak it, you write it, you put it in a vibration into form and matter. There's magic in it. And I remember at the end I said, if you will do this and write it out, go to the comments and say I will. Very few of you said I will. That's why Wednesday, because I did, you're going to see magic. For those of you that didn't answer, didn't stay through the video, didn't say I will, didn't write it out, didn't really believe it's possible, you won't be experiencing anything in your life, because you got to do. You know, when we raise money for St. Jude's Hospital, Children's Hospital. When we go to feed the poor, put blankets on the poor. Do you ever send money to them? No, it never goes to me. Do you send it to charity? Do you do? My friends, when we do the rituals where we light a white candle, do you actually take the time to go to the store, get a white candle, right? This is work. This is extra. Is it even worth it? It shows you, obviously, you already don't believe, right? So that your magic ain't going to work for you. So it would be a waste of time for you to just go through the motions, to repeat words, to do rituals. It doesn't mean anything. That's why magic is always changing. Having one written out spell, having one ritual, and because it works once, people see it and then they try to just duplicate it. It doesn't work like that. It has to be organic, has to be real, has to be alive. It has to be growing. It has to be a living language, an expanding language, a evolving language. The language of magic is ever growing, ever expanding. It's growing brighter and brighter. It's always moving. You try to grab it with your hand, but you can't grab light with your hand, my friends. It's something that you have to attune to give yourself to. And you have to do, you have to, not because you want something. Like when I went to make that circle, I went up there and had the most, how do I even describe it? The world became soft. The world became heaven. Asha's presence was around me, in me, was me. I was the Word, and I created with what I was. I was Asha. These four powers are the mental powers concerned with forming. What does that mean? We're trying to make magic, practical magic, form and matter, protection, provision, whatever you're trying to get. You're trying to bring it into existence. But it starts with your mental power. These four powers are the mental power concerned with forming. Starts here before it comes to here. Number 1, temperance, self-restraint. Do not sin or think error, like lie and illusion. The only sin is thinking the lie. Thinking anything that's not the perfect creator's perfect thought. Why is thinking important? Because our thoughts make our world. Number 2, fortitude. Strength in facing adversity without fear, without doubt. Right? If you're doubting, you won't work in practical magic. You're not going to get it. If you're fearing, and I know you guys love this, so I'll just teach on this real quick. But when you worry, when you're in fear, you're praying for the worst outcome. The thing you're worried about and fearing is actually rushing to you because that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking it's possible. Now you've added strong emotion. Magic works in strong emotion. That's why you see things like those stories of a mom who lifted a car off of her child. Seemed impossible, but with strong emotion and will and desire, some pretty amazing things can happen. If she had feared, she couldn't do it. If she had thought rationally, what they call rationally, you got to have a change of thought, my friends, where it wouldn't be rational to think you couldn't lift a car, right? This is how you have to start to change your mind, your thinking, but you have to do it smartly. Don't be stupid. I got to touch on this. Oh my God, I don't mean to make long videos, but it's important because I've lived long enough to see the dangers and pitfalls. So one, I told you, if you try this and it don't work, now what the little you had will be taken from you. Now it's even harder to ever even believe more, right? It's a slippery slope. Another huge mistake. I saw this when I first I was in my 20s, very interested in healing. I heard a horrible story as a evangelist, and he a guy came to him for prayer for his son. His son had a disease, needed medication. The evangelist told him, don't give your son his medicine. That would be a show of faith that you believe that he's healed after he prayed for him. Well, his son died, and there's a sad story. Daddy, I don't feel good. I need my medicine. And he got mad at him. You need Jehovah. You need faith, right? And the kid died a miserable, suffering death. Fuck. Wake up. Don't be stupid. You either got it or you don't. If your kid still needs fucking medicine, give him the medicine. When he's healed, he will be healed. That's the difference from those Christian and Jewish and Islamic and bullshit religions healings where they say, you're healed, but you ain't healed. My friends, when Asha heals you, when Asha does magic, it's right now. You know it. You're not wondering. You're not hoping. You're not trying to hang on to it, not think a negative thought. You got it, baby. If you need your medicine, you need medicine. If you don't need medicine, you don't. If you ain't sick, you ain't sick. If you're sick, you're sick. Does that make sense? Don't be stupid. Number 3. This is one of my favorites. Number 4, you'll see, is very important, but number 3 is one of my favorites. Reason. I've said this a million times. All magi magic works on reason. You have to have a reason to believe, or you're just thinking, wouldn't that be nice? Hoping. Hope is not a big magi thing. That's a Christian thing, a Jewish thing, a false religion thing. That's all they have is hope. So sad. You need a reason to believe. What is the magi reason? It's Asha, the highest truth. Asha is... how do I get emotional when I talk about Asha. Asha is everything. But let me break it down to something that will be helpful to you. Asha is the capital R real, the capital T truth. It's the only thing that could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind. A good creator would not create a world where you get sick and diseased or your loved ones die and suffer, so you learn a lesson and become better. Fuck that. Asha is perfect perfection. It's not that, again, religion is, when people hear perfect, they panic. Perfect has become a negative to them, and it was designed that way by the Abrahamic religions. Matter of fact, God, I love Jesus. The more I talk about Jesus, the more I love Jesus. I'm so upset that his beautiful name has been tied with a horrible religion like Christianity, because he's so smart. When the rich young ruler asked him, how can I be saved? He said, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Doesn't mean you can't say fuck and bullshit. Doesn't mean you can't smoke a cigarette, have a beer, think women are pretty. This kind of perfection, it's about being love, pure love without ulterior motive, love without the hate. You'll see in those false religions, they'll tell you being perfect is don't cuss, don't drink, don't smoke. But you can go in and kill men, women, and children and bring back the spoils. You can sacrifice your own child. You can stone your child when they're disrespectful. Horrible stories that you instinctively know are bad, but you've been so brainwashed. But they'll tell you don't say for unlawful carnal knowledge. Actually, you can say for unlawful carnal knowledge, but don't ever take the first letters of for unlawful carnal knowledge, right? Oh my God, the deception goes so deep. This is why they sent a dragon, my friends. because we're going to burn away the lie and illusion with a fire of truth. And then my little magi that come after me are going to be even better than their Magus. They're going to be gentler. They're going to talk better. They're going to be wiser, even more loving. And I love you guys a lot. I'm excited for the future. My future magi, be gentle when you remember back on your old Magus, because I love you guys. I did the best I can. I know who and what I am, but I like me, and I hope you do too. Reason, the highest truth, Asha, our reason to believe, to hang our faith on. It's not trying to make a deal. It's not trying to, I'll do this if you'll do this. I'll stop doing this if you'll do this. It's not begging a deity in the sky. I have a reason to believe the only thing that could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind is good, is perfection. I'm going to become that. I'm going to be the protection, the provision, the love, the peace, the power, the joy, the freedom. I'm going to be that word incarnate, and I will create it because I have a reason to believe that's what's real. That's truth. Everything else is lie and illusion. I won't look at the lie and illusion that's been created with false thoughts. Number 4, very important. Again, this Wednesday, when you see this display of beautiful magic, it came from a source of usable power, energy. So there it is, energy, and then it's a source of usable power. Energy. What energy do you work your magic with? I've only found one that works for me. I've tried many, but I've only found one that works for me. And that's why you see your old Magus get so emotional when I talk about Asha, the all-good spirit, unmixed, undefiled, undiluted, Zoroaster, pure starlight. That's the energy I use. That's the energy that works. I have a lot of wonderful friends probably watching this video right now. And they're my good friends that will watch it to the end, but they don't use the same source of energy I have. And I love you guys, but your magic is weak. I love you. I'm proud of you. I love your positive message you give out, but your magic is weak. And that's probably a good thing. Otherwise, people would be all excited about your God and your source of power or your goddess. But if you're honest, your God, your goddess doesn't work. Just like you see the Christian churches, or matter of fact, or Wonderful Timmy is a great example. Before she came to the Order of the Magi, she went to her church. She was a strong Christian woman. They anointed her with oil. They all got around, laid hands on her and prayed. Guess what happened? Nothing. Jehovah, their God, ain't that powerful. Couldn't do nothing. They talk a good game. And a lot of my wonderful friends that love me and I love them, their God talks a big game, but don't do nothing. Asha, I get cocky, I get prideful. Why wouldn't I? Asha is the best. Asha is awesome. It's my life. It's powerful. It's real. When I decree and declare using that energy of Asha, look around. I'm a wizard, bitch. Asha is so powerful, so beautiful, so loving. It works. Energy, a source of usable power. It works is basically what it's saying. What do we use? God good. The highest principle of good. There's a difference when we use the words gods and goddesses, because like most things, these names have been polluted. My God, look at the Bible, right? Look at what their God does. Look at their prophets. What is it? Elijah said 42 children were making fun of his bald head. I get it. It's hurtful, but he prayed to Jehovah to send a bear and ripped and ate them alive. Can you imagine children being ripped to shreds, crying out, "Mommy, it hurts, help me, save me." and they're calling that God, and they're calling that a prophet of God. That's not the God, highest principle of good. Now, that's the kind of God, like here at this channel, we're trying to bring heaven to earth. In our heaven on earth, those prophets, those gods, those bears eating children don't exist in our heaven on earth. That's someone else's dimension. That's someone else's idea of heaven on earth. And they step into that world with the God, the frequency, the spirit, the energy they hold. So if you're living in a Jehovah hell, an Allah hell, a Shiva the Destroyer hell, it's because you've become that spirit, that energy, that frequency. That's the God you accepted in your heart and mind. And the outside world will reflect what you are. That's why we bring the original word. Flip to Asha 13, then I'll give you the spell that Sohana wrote for us today. Then we'll start wrapping this up. I know it's getting long. Are you enjoying it, though? Good is good, bad is bad. The original word. So we're talking about the word, the original energy, frequency, God that created the real world, the true world. The original word of the good religion is all good comes from the Creator and no evil comes from Him. From this word, this energy, this God, this spirit, your spiritual world begins to attune, to vibrate at the same frequency where you and Mazda become one. You and Asha are one energy, one thing. And then the material world comes into order. The material world will match your frequency. You'll step into a different world, a different dimension, however you like to look at it. And it'll seem so natural, too. Almost blew Wednesday's surprise. But it'll seem so organic, so natural. But you'll think, how do we go from here to here? I think magic was afoot, And then let me just finish off 13 because it's important. The original word of false religion, because this is where most people live, is that evil comes from the Creator. And in this false idea is all the evil creatures suffer. Stop suffering, guys. All right, let me read to you Sohana's spell. She says, get a white candle, because Asha loves a white candle. And then this is the spell of power. I did excuse me. I did rewrite one part because I think it's important, and I think she'll be fine with it. She'll understand. And I'll show you where that is. But this is the spell of power, the activation of Asha. I would write this down. Again, there's power in spelling and writing. I'll say it slow so you get it. And then I'll show you where the change is. O flame within, O word of light, awaken now with sacred might. No more waiting, no more fear. The time is now. The power is here. I am the will. I am the way. What good I speak becomes this day. That's where I changed it a little bit. She put in what I speak becomes this day. I put what good I speak becomes this day. Because sometimes people haven't quite trained their mind, trained their words. You want to see what's going on inside of you? Just spend one day watching your words and then catch yourself. As soon as you catch yourself, because you're watching and you spoke something, a curse, negative on yourself or others, stop it. And then it's not a punishment, but it's enough action you'll get tired of doing it. Repent of it and then rewrite it. Speak the blessing. So if you spoke a curse, like say you say, nothing ever works out for me. Like you're having something go wrong and you say that, realize it, oh crap, your words, right? So if you're going by this, what I speak becomes this day. Now you just spoke your spell that nothing works out for you, right? So catch yourself and then rewrite the spell. Say, everything I do is always working out for me. Everything I touch is blessed. You'll do this maybe 10, 15 times. And then before you speak it out, pretty soon you'll catch yourself before it comes out of your mouth. Great way to train yourself. But I would do it this way. I am the will, I am the way. What good I speak becomes this day. I would write it that way. By Asha's fire, right? You have to have a usable source of energy. By Asha's fire, by truth's decree, I become the force that sets souls free. So it is, so it ignites. The world is changed by what I write. This is so important. What I write. The world is changed by what I write. Did I talk about this in the early part of the video? I don't think I did. We talked about the sacred circle. Maybe I did. I forget. We talked so much today. But writing, so important. What you're going to see on Wednesday, I wrote out that day. And wait till you see how I did it. It's humorous. You're going to laugh your ass off. And it worked, my friends. Oh my God. But I wrote it out. And it happened. I spelled. Did you? Did you that day? I said, will you? Will you write it? Will you take the time to get a pen and paper and candle and write it out? And believe it? And know it? Lay hold of it? Did you do it? I did. And Wednesday, I'm going to be partying like a Magus is supposed to be partying because my magic is badass. My friends, I'm a wizard, bitch. All right, you got to have fun with it. I'll also, on Wednesday, I'll share with you. It wasn't all party. There was times of doubt and worry and wanting to cry because I'm trying really, really hard and the result hadn't showed up yet and trying to keep my mind right. I wasn't always at that, I'm a wizard, bitch, this whole time. Sometimes I was like, oh God, help me. I'm going to look like an idiot in front of my wonderful friends. Help, Then after it comes, then I can be all cocky, right? Pride comes before the magic. I'm a wizard, bitch, But you didn't see all of it like, oh, Jesus, help me. The crying, the big baby part of Magus that you don't always see, but I usually end up showing you because I want to keep it real. I want you, because you're going to feel all that I felt as I was working out this spell and working out this magic. There was times where you just want to cry, give up, but don't quit. Keep believing. With love, what do I always say? With love, anything is possible. Love always finds a way. You can't fool the power, my friends. When I went up to make that stone circle, I did it just because I loved Asha. If I would have gone up there to think, because I want on Wednesday this to happen, and so I'm doing this, it wouldn't have worked. It would have just been a lot of heavy rocks. I went up there to truly worship and love my Asha. Every time I do something, I do it from the heart. If I catch myself if I'm trying to just repeat a spell, do a ritual, I won't even do it. It's a waste of time. If I know when my heart's right or not, I won't even do it. I won't play the games. I won't insult spirit like that. But when I'm truly just loving good spirit, seeing good spirit, you know how good that feels for God? After majority of this earth has misrepresented him, told horrible stories, written horrible books, and signed his name to it, her name, the name, God to it. For someone to open their eyes, some goofball up in the woods called a Magus says, I see you, God. Wow, you're a lot better than they said you were. I see you, and I love you. And you're pure, unmixed, undefiled. You're beautiful. I worship you. I don't want anything from you. I'm not doing it because I want a Mercedes-Benz. I'm worshiping you because I can't help myself. You're beautiful. Oh my God, Asha. Did you feel that just there? If you did, you're probably a magi. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video. I love you. Hear me. I really, really love you.
I shines, I shines, I shines. Oh, shines, I shines. Oh, shines. Oh, shines, I shines, I shines. Oh, shines, I shines. I shines, I shines, I shines. Oh, shines, I shines. Asha, I love you, Asha. Asha, I really love you, Asha. Asha, Asha is. Asha is the highest truth, Asha. Asha, source of love. Asha is source of light. Asha, Asha, Asha is Asha. Asha, Asha is Asha. Asha, I love you, Asha. Asha, I love you, Asha. I praise your holy name. Asha, Asha. Asha lives in me, and I live in you. Asha, 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 together eternally as one. Asha is lovely. Asha, Asha above all gods. Asha is the highest truth. Asha, Asha all powerful. Asha is the real. Asha.